Hi Malt Masters, I'm Chadrick Carley, Agronomic Services Manager for Syngenta in Western Canada. I recently attended the Herbicide Resistance Summit in Saskatoon and wanted to share some of the highlights with you. It's a biennial conference hosted by the top crop manager, featuring presentations from leading researchers. Conference attendees included both industry and growers, but everyone had a similar goal: to bring home the latest data and specific actions to help minimize the impact of herbicide resistance in their fields. Two presentations really stood out for me over the two-day event. The first standout presenter was Peter Sikkim, Professor of Field Crop Weed Management at the University of Guelph, Ridgetown campus. Peter's presentation was titled Glyphosate-Resistant Weeds in Ontario. So the connection to malt barley production on the prairies may not seem immediately obvious, but Peter's research and recommended best management practices are applicable across all crops and regions. In the greater scheme of things, there are herbicide-resistant management tools that everyone can benefit from. Look for options outside the box and put them into practice. After attending this conference, the key message that I want to share with you is to look at every crop as the potential to manage resistance. Every crop has a chance to rotate a herbicide, increase your seeding rates, or anything that you can do, be it chemical or cultural control, to help manage resistant weeds. It's essential to both rotate crops and herbicides. And don't use the same herbicide group repeatedly. Here's what I mean. The first weed that comes to mind in malting barley production is wild oats, which often requires the use of a Group 1 herbicide for control. So plan on which herbicide group that you're going to use in your malting barley to control wild oats, and try not to use that same group in other rotational crops such as your canola or peas. Cereals like malting barley are a great rotational crop because they're very competitive, and in combination with higher seeding rates and good herbicide efficacy, you'll reduce the amount of weeds that emerge after application. Consider this advantage as part of your resistance management strategy. A presentation by Tom Wolfe, founder of Agrometrics Research and Training in Saskatoon, was another highlight for me. What does herbicide resistance have to do with application technology? According to Wolfe, research conducted in the United States shows that underdosing can be a contributor to herbicide resistance in some weeds. Fortunately, we can make application tweaks to ensure that weeds receive an accurate and lethal rate of the herbicide being applied. This is a different way of looking at managing herbicide resistance. Many herbicide resistance management discussions focus on the need for new active ingredients as a solution, rather than applying the herbicides that we currently have more accurately. Wolfe's research shows that there's areas of the field where we're over and under applying the herbicide. This is largely due to the mechanics of the sprayer. For instance, boom height and boom swing when you're going around corners, combined with tractor speed. Modern sprayers have compensation systems that are quite good, but they're not perfect. His work also shows that consistency across a sprayer is not as uniform as a grower may believe. We're doing quite a good job of applying X amount of water over X amount of acres, but the distribution may not be that consistent. For example, if we wanted to apply 10 gallons an acre, we may be getting 10 gallons of an acre across the field, but some areas may be seeing 6 gallons and some areas may be seeing 12. So what is the solution? Well, slowing down helps a lot of things. And it's something that's within your control, because when you're the one operating the sprayer, you determine how fast that sprayer goes and what the booms are set for height. That sums up the conference highlights for me. I hope you've gained something new from my recap. Either a better understanding of herbicide resistance or a tip that you can put to use in your field. Herbicide resistance is more than just Malt Masters. It's an issue facing all growers that requires both action and attention to minimize the impact on your crop's productivity and profitability. I encourage you to look at every field as a potential to manage resistance.